to answer that question properly, I just have to give a little lecture. I see mythology, when it's in a socially functioning way, as serving 4 functions. The first function is what I would call the mystical function. Mystical. It opens up a realization of the mystical dimension, that behind the surface phenomenology of the world, there is a transcendent mystery source. And that is the source also within yourself. The second function has to do with the image of the world, what I would call the cosmological function. This changes radically from time to time. In the very early hunting and planting and gathering societies, relatively small horizon, and the science was that of what was visible. It was in terms of the visible world. The sun rose, went down. The moon rose, went down. With Copernicus, this all changed. The sun isn't rising. It's we that are twisting. The cosmology is totally changed. Cosmology in science changes. The mythology to be up to date and really to work in the minds of people who are living in the modern scientific world must itself incorporate the modern scientific world. There's no conflict between mysticism and science, but there is a conflict between the science of 2000 BC and the science of 2000 AD, and that's the mess in our religions. We've got stuck with an image of the universe that is about as simple and childish as you could imagine. You know, the 3-level universe and all that of the Bible. It's of no use to us. We have to have poets, we have to have seers who will render to us the experience of the transcendent through the world in which we're living. The third function of a mythology is sociological, to validate and maintain a certain specific social order here and now of this specific society. And this is the problem that relates to the question you just asked. I'll come back to it in a second. The fourth problem is the pedagogical problem, guiding the individual harmoniously through the inevitable crises of the stages of life in his world today, in terms of its goods, its values, its dangers. The crises, I've gone through what I call the youthful stage already. It's that of relating to shadow powers, anima animus powers, and the persona system of your society. That's what youth has to deal with. These are the archetypes, the elementary problems that everybody faces no matter where. Now to go back to the sociological problem again. If you want to get a clue to what your mythology is, one of the important questions is, what is my social group? The proper social group today is global. There are no divisions. This is becoming even economically a fact. There is such an interlocking and interweaving that to say, my group is this group, is to put yourself out of phase. And do you see what's happening with our mythologies? They're all pulling back into in-group systems. And to turn an in-group system into a politically operative agent is a destructive act. It's as though we were all in fear of what we have to yield in order to be modern human beings. And that's terribly important.